Some other strategies must be devised to capture the people's devotion, not so dependent on the inadequate clerical resources locally available. The answer was for professional missionaries to treat much of Italy as a mission field, just like the expanding Iberian conquests of the New World or the Portuguese territorial toeholds and commercial contacts in Africa and Asia. Leading this work as part of their worldwide task were the Jesuits, who began experimenting with this approach in the Terra d'Otranto in the far southeastern peninsula of Italy in 1573. They pointedly referred to such areas in similar remote parts of Catholic Europe as the Indies, in the same way that they were prepared to adapt the non-essentials of Christianity to suit local conditions in Asia. They set out to accommodate their message to the setting, and what rapidly became clear to them was that they must leave behind the austere devotional style preferred by Ignatius Loyola. They must use every device of dramatic sensation to capture the imaginations of a people who had a fixed idea of what the church represented, and apparently thought little about it. The Jesuits became actors and showmen. Their visit must be a heart-stopping special occasion, bringing God's circus to town. The show the Jesuits staged was a set-piece devotional mission, the elements of which, with their usual ability to borrow a good idea from others, they adapted from the earlier revivalist processions and Eucharistic devotions of Antonio Zacarias Barnabites in Milan. The classic exponent was a Modenese Jesuit, Paolo Segneri the Elder, who was reckoned to have traveled barefoot through more than 540 missions in north and central Italy during the mid and late 17th century. His extraordinary dedication and persistence built on a tradition well established in previous decades. The pattern for the mission was to identify some central market town with a hinterland of villages. The main rallies would be in town, but during the 8 or 10 days of the event, representatives of the mission toured the outlying areas in what they called raids, missionis corrieri. Besides dramatic preaching, the focus of the mission was the Blessed Sacrament in the form of the consecrated Eucharistic wafer. It was borne in triumphal procession through the streets, but also exposed or exhibited for devotional contemplation in one or more churches, surrounded by glowing banks of candles, customarily for 40 hours as the Barnabites had first done in Milan. The Jesuits quickly saw the potential of this devotion. In 1556, they stayed the 40 hours during a mission in the central Italian city of Macerata. And for the first time, they deliberately fixed a date to clash with a local carnival. The two shows were in competition, and it was the Jesuits' aim to upstage their rivals. I'll stop there. So, interesting stuff. It goes on for a couple more paragraphs, but you get the point. It's kind of this stage act thing in southeastern Italy.